So we start from the part 1. Number 1, what is the main problems from the story? So a half a dozen men in their late teens who went to the Blue Gum Corner and played a joke that the traffic drivers think the tree was a suicide incident in a big tree that made traffic officer and police think there was a murder or suicide in the area. Number two, describe how many characters did the speaker say in the story. So the first one is half dozen men in their late teens who are adventurers. The second is the traffic officers who are alert and have weapons. The third is police carrying sniffer dogs. So the number three, what is the title of the story? The title of the story is Blue Gum Tree. Where does the story take place? Blue Gum Corner, a place named after the long, huge old blue gum tree that stood by tree, a well-known local landmark. Next, number 5. Retell the story using your own words. So, a half a dozen men in the late teens hanging around the flat. They got into a car, a big white Valiant, big enough for everyone to huddle around, and left, looking for adventure. They were at the Blue Gum Corner, a place named after the only deep blue gum tree standing there, a well-known local landmark. The trunk is tall and smooth, with no handles for climbing. About 6 meters from the ground, the first branch floated above the road. They parked under a big old tree and discussed what they were going to do. Suddenly, the young thrill seeker hatched an idea. They will pretend to hang. They played the game about 5 or 6 times, but since no one seemed to notice, they ignored the job. The traffic officer who arrived in the scan that night, always a professional, started scanning the area with a spotlight, and the poor traffic officer finally flicked his light back and forth across the paddock, chasing some lunatic who was nowhere to be seen and suicidal. And next, one by one, they all managed to escape and return home from the police surveillance. Behind them, what must have looked like a small town of light, police car, um, roadblocks, barking dogs, officer, and old tower rope hanging from a tree. Okay, next, part three. So, in the audio part two, it's talking about a few good reasons. The story is about a woman named Caroline who found her life very strange. She thought that suicide was the only way to relieve the pain that he was going through. Pain was abandoned by her mother and years of neglect in various orphanages. Nothing she's tried so far has worked. For quite a while, drugs, bad boyfriend, nothing works. And she felt that her decision to commit suicide at this time was the most correct way to end her suffering all this time. She was ready to jump on the road bridge 100 feet above the estuary. When Caroline tied her grip of the railing of the bridge, suddenly there was a woman who shouted, "Hello there!" behind Caroline. Her name was Joyce. Joyce tried to stop Caroline, who was trying to commit suicide. She said that what you are feeling right now, I have also experienced it, and with Joyce's various words, Caroline slowly began to listen to what Joyce said. She cancelled her intention to end her life, and Caroline began to know what she realized that she did not want to die. She was just afraid to live, but no longer, for the first time. Did Caroline feel that she had been heard and more importantly understands? Joy doesn't have the answer to all the problems, but she does help her find some good reason to move on with her life. So we are next to the last part, part 3. The character is Mr. Ansel, Mr. Chanwork, Mick, Sophie. Audio part 3 retells about the box. Mick names small at the punch in the shop window, offering to the odd chaps. He needs pocket money. One day he got an offer from Mr. Ansel to pick up the box in the Hill Park Hotel to give to Mr. Chanwood as a gift, and he paid £50. Mick invited Sophie to come with him to pick up the boxes at the Hill Park Hotel, and it would be kind and nice of them. When they arrived at the hotel, they did not want for where the box that Mr. Min Ansel, and they tried to ask cashier, but suddenly a young man in a white shirt called them. "Hello." Hello and brought a box which is Mr. Ansel means as a present for Mr. Chenoweth. When they arrived at the hotel, they did not know where the box that Mr. Means Ansel and they tried to ask cashier. But suddenly a young man in a white shirt called them hello and brought the box which Mr. Anselm's meant as a present for Mr. Chenoweth. After they took the box, they ran to catch the bus which was already to the bus stop in a rainy weather. Not long after they got the bus, were several police cars that stopped in front of the hotel. They thought that it was only to catch drunk people, but the cops are too much to just catch drunk people. And the end.